Over the past few weeks, I've continued to work on my first game called Elyme Arena, which is a multiplayer battleground game where each player chooses their own element to fight other players. The game has top-down view and MMORPG style controls. It's developed in Unity and you can even wishlist it on Steam right now. I will leave the link down below. First of all, thanks for all your feedback on my first devlog. I appreciate every comment and many of you were surprised this is my first game. Some even doubted that I was able to achieve this level of design and gameplay on my own. So in today's video I'll not only introduce you to my game's classes, or as I call them, elements, but also walk you through how I designed both the characters and the game itself. I'll show you the exact workflow that helped me achieve these results, from concept art all the way to the final gameplay. Plus I'll break down each element's unique playstyle, strengths and weaknesses so you can see how they all work in game. As soon as I got the idea for this game, I already got a vision of what graphic style it would have. I didn't want it to look too serious and realistic, but more cartoonish with bright and warm colors. I wanted to build a multiplayer arena where the characters weren't just traditional heroes, but were tied to their natural elements, like fire, earth, wind or water, where each element has unique features and playstyle. The challenge was to make every element to stand out visually. That's where the idea of combining human bodies with elemental heads came in, making them feel mystical but approachable. To create the look of each element, I used AI image generators to help me brainstorm and generate references. I didn't have a team of concept artists, so I had to get creative with the tools I had. From there, I would tweak the designs in Photoshop and refine them further. Then I sent the final concept to 3D modeling freelancer, who I hired to create the first character model for me. And when the model was ready, it felt like my vision is coming to life. Meanwhile, I downloaded Unity and started watching tutorials on how to make basic multiplayer setup, with character movements and attacks. A few months and countless tutorials and questions to ChatGPT later, I had built a working multiplayer combat system, from basic movements to casting skills and health bar. It felt like a huge milestone. To animate this model, I found this perfect free tool called Mixamo. I connected each movement to each animation and the character comes alive. The next step was skill system. Balancing the combat was crucial to make the game fun, so I created a system where each element has 2 attack skills, 2 control skills and 2 escape skills. It gave each class its own unique feel while keeping the gameplay fair. I spent around 1 more month to implement all these skills for 4 elements. Almost all visual effects I bought from the Unity asset store. It took me a few weeks to connect each effect to each skill. So now let's talk about the game itself and break down each element's playstyle. In the current demo version there are 4 elements available to play with. I have plans to add at least 3 more in the release game version. So first up is Fire, one of the melee classes in game. This element has higher damage output to compensate the lack of range skills and limited control abilities. It deals massive damage in close fight but can be defenseless if caught from the distance. It's great for players who love aggressive, in-your-face combat. Fire has 2 strike abilities, 1 skill to slow enemy, a fire circle to prevent enemies from escape, also fire rush to the enemy's direction, and the teleport to close the gap or make a quick gateway. Fire tactics lies in keeping enemies close to keep the pressure on them. You can use the teleport skill to dive into battle, slow your enemies and then finish them off. Next we have Earth, a ranged fighter that excels from a distance. As a ranged element your attacks are slower because of the skill casting, but you have great control abilities to keep enemies away. Earth's main attacks include rock and ground strikes, the rooting ability to stop an enemy, a meteor rain that can stun multiple enemies giving you time for reposition, ground burst that throws nearby enemies away, and a slide forward skill to escape a danger. Earth's main tactic is to keep a safe distance by controlling enemies and striking them from afar. Next class is Wind, a melee element with high attack speed and agility. Wind doesn't deal a massive damage as fire, but this class has excellent control and escape abilities to outmaneuver opponents. Wind has two fast attack skills, one of which is more effective when striking from behind. A whirlwind that stuns enemies from a distance. A teleport ability for instant repositioning. Also, Wind can dash at high speed and even use stealth for repositioning and unpredictable strikes. Wind's gameplay is all about precise timing and positioning. Just use your speed to get behind enemies, deal damage and then quickly retreat. This class can be for you if you like to play rock type classes in MMO games. Last but not least, we have Water. A ranged fighter with faster casting speed and balanced mix of control and escape abilities. It has more defense options than Earth but less control and attack power. Water's abilities include two attack skills, a whirlpool that stuns enemies, a wave teleport that can be used for both offense and escape, the ice hit skill that pushes back and stuns enemies in a chosen direction. And also Water can create a protective water bubble that blocks incoming attacks for a short time. Water element is for the players that want to have smooth combat flow, which gives you a moment to regroup and plan your next move. With more defensive options, you have more time for adapting to the situation. So that's a quick rundown of the elements in the Elyme Arena. Let me know what element you like more, and maybe you have any ideas for the new elements in my game. You can share them in the comments, I would love to hear your thoughts. Also drop a comment if you have any questions about the game or its development, I'll be happy to answer. Also, I'm working on new maps and game modes, which I will share in the next videos, so be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay updated. Don't forget to wishlist Elyme Arena on Steam, as it means a lot for its release. And thanks for watching.